Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as tonight we get ready for the new era of Roseburg High School basketball. A new coach. He's a familiar face, but he's a new coach on the bench in the head coach spot. It's the beginning of the Brett Nixon era for the Roseburg Indians, and it's the season opener for the Roseburg Tribe. We're going to see if they can put together a winning season and get back into the postseason this year after missing last season for the first time in 4 years. On the other side tonight, it's the McMinnville Grizzlies, who are coming off of their first season under head coach Tucker Coyle. He's now in his second year and looking to try and see if they can find improvement after a season that saw them fall short of making the postseason out of the Pacific Conference. Two teams looking to get on the upswing as they start off the 2025-2026 season. Good evening, everybody. I am Joey Keeran. Great to be with you as we bring you the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Roseburg Disposal, you can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Well, coming up here in the pregame, we will get a chance to preview tonight's matchup, take a look at Roseburg and the new era under Coach Brett Nixon, find out more about him. We'll have our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview coming up here in just a couple of minutes where we get a chance to talk and catch up with Coach Nixon. We'll take a look at both sides as we get ready for the first game of the year. We did just wrap up the JV game. They go a little bit long. The McMinnville JV squad getting a 54-31 victory in their first game of the year. These two teams met in the season opener last year. Roseburg traveled to McMinnville, but lost that season opener 63-48. They'll try to make amends for that tonight as they take on the Grizzlies. Looking forward to it tonight, and we are so happy that you are here to join us for tonight's broadcast. Looking forward to bringing you Roseburg High School basketball. Do want to kind of lay out our plan for this season. We're getting the season opener underway. Want to let you know that we're here getting ready to do the games, but we're going to take most of the month of December off, and then we will rejoin the action as the Indians get ready for league play. We'll get a couple of non-league games right at the start of January, and then we get right into Southwest Conference play as the new year gets underway. So little less coverage than we've done in the past for those that have tuned in for Roseburg High basketball in the past. A little less than we've done before, getting a little stretched thin, so trying to alleviate some of the pressures back at the office. But we will be here to bring you the stretch run of the season and all of the league games for the Roseburg Indians here in 2025 and 2026. So stay tuned. We'll have plenty for you, including tonight's season opener. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. You don't have to do it yourself. Give them a call at 673-7122. When we come back, we catch up with head coach of the Roseburg Indians, Brett Nixon, for the first time as he takes over as the head coach of the Indians. That's coming up when we return here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. It's time now for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Bowers Industrial, proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Well, we get ready to go. It is game one of the season and game one of the Brett Nixon era here at Roseburg High School. Joining us is new head coach Brett Nixon. Coach, congratulations on moving up the ladder a little bit here at Roseburg High. You go from the assistant spot on the bench to the head coach spot. Just how you feeling about taking over the role? I know you've been a head coach other places before, but now getting a chance to be here, how's things been going for you in that transition?
It's been going well. You know, I'm excited with the opportunity. Been with the program for a little while, so excited to work with the kids. They're excited to have me, I think, and we're ready to get to work.
You know, it's nice to have kind of that in-house continuity. We talked about that a little bit here recently about how obviously you'll be able to bring a voice that these guys know, they've heard, and for the last couple of years. And how do you feel like that kind of transition for the players, for maybe your style versus Coach Humphreys, who you take over for? I know you guys had some similar visions, but do you feel like it's been a smooth transition for the players to just kind of go to a new voice as the head coach?
Oh, I think so. I think having me in the program and the terminology that Coach Humphreys and I used, and kind of our vision was similar, and having a voice that they're used to, opposed to somebody new coming in where you have to learn a new person, new verbiage, and a new mission. That I think they're feeling confident that they can take what we're doing and run with it.
I imagine that it also may kind of help maybe with some of the nerves. You know, you got a group of guys that your returning guys weren't necessarily the ones that got asked to do a ton last year. They provided support for what you guys were doing, but they weren't the guy last year for a lot of times. And you've also got a lot of new guys you're breaking in. And so to be able to have somebody that they're familiar with, somebody that's not going to try to change the entire thing, is that you feel like that maybe has kind of helped get you guys a step ahead of then maybe where you would be if it was a completely new program getting started here? Oh,
I think so, because they know that I see in them what they're capable of. New coach coming in would have to learn those athletes and figure out what they're good at, what their weaknesses and strengths are, and we already know that, and so we've already worked through those things, and we just just get to work.
Yeah, hit the ground running here, and we're getting ready to go against McMinnville here tonight. Well, tell us a little bit about this year's team. I know it's you get to work with some of these guys somewhat during the off season, but it's a quick 2-week period to go through tryouts, to kind of figure out who's going to be on what squad, and then try to get ready for the first game of the year. What have you learned about this group over the last couple of weeks, and what should we be looking forward to this season?
What we're looking forward to, and everyone should look forward to, is hopefully we can put it together on the floor and working as a single unit. What I've noticed over the last couple of weeks is when they play together, they look good. When they frequently sometimes revert back to individualizing the game, that's when we start to fall apart. So as long as they play together and play as a unit, I think we'll really surprise people.
Is it, to be able to get to that, is it kind of breaking the game down, kind of getting down to the base elements of it, to where when guys are thinking about the game, they don't think, oh no, I'm not sure what to do, so I'm just going to go do it myself, but more that they know the fundamentals, they know the game plan, and be able to not necessarily have to think, but just more react out there?
Well, I think the competitiveness with the kids is what kind of takes over when they try to individualize. They don't want to lose the game, no one does, and I think now they're starting to trust each other, so if they're not trying to necessarily take over the game themselves. They know that if they work as a group and trust each other, that they can win the game as a group. We don't have to rely on one person.
Yeah. I know it's early in the season, and so you probably have focused much more on yourself than you have necessarily about what you're going to see out there tonight. But it is a a familiar opponent in the fact that you guys faced off against McMinnville last year. So you'll see some familiar names on the other side, a coach that's back for his second year that you guys saw in his first game as a head coach last year at McMinnville. What do you know about the opponent tonight? What are some of the keys to maybe trying to slow down the Grizzlies here this evening?
Well, they have some returning starters that are pretty good ball players. So they got one kid. He's pretty big. He's a tall kid. He's going to be a load for us. So we're really going to have to play team defense, stay packed inside, and try to keep him out of the paint. But I'm hoping just like he did last year as the first-year head coach, he got the first win of the year. I'm hoping to do the same here.
Return the favor here tonight.
Exactly.
Looking forward to that. Coach Brett Nixon joining us here for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Coach, great to get a chance to kind of work together a little bit more than we have in the past, and looking forward to seeing how this season goes for you guys. Best of luck out there in game number 1.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
All right. That is Coach Brett Nixon joining us here for the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We'll come back and get ready for tip-off here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 14.
1964, 2 high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abby's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni and salami with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abby's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you.
Back here at Roseburg High School, Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. It's the start of the 2025-2026 campaign. The Roseburg Indians welcome in the McMinnville Grizzlies. Taking a look at the matchup here tonight. Last year, McMinnville getting a 63-48 win in the season opener against Roseburg up at Mac High. And Roseburg actually started out that game on a positive note. It was 21-20 at the end of the first quarter, but a big second quarter advantage for McMinnville put them in the front and in the driver's seat, and Roseburg unable to dig out of that hole. McMinnville outscored Roseburg 21-9 in the second quarter, building a 41-30 lead at halftime. McMinnville only held a 22-18 advantage in the second half. So much closer in the third and fourth quarters, but it was that one big quarter that really put McMinnville ahead. Roseburg hit 7 3-pointers. McMinnville had 9. It was graduated senior Owen Bentia with 26 points leading the way for Roseburg. No other player had double figures. The series is tied 1-1 over the last 6 years between these two teams. Roseburg won 61-60 at McMinnville back in 2020. And that was January 3rd of 2020, just about 6 years ago. McMinnville coming off of an 8-16 overall season last year. They went 3-9 in the Pacific Conference. That was good for 6th place. They did not reach the playoffs. Their last time in the postseason was 2018. For Roseburg, 6-19 last year. They went 2-10 in conference play, and they missed the postseason as well. It was the first time that Roseburg hadn't made the postseason since the 2019-2020 season. Roseburg graduated a couple of all-conference players in Owen Bentia and Caden Luther. And the Indians will look to try and see if they can rely on some returning guys. And Jaron Leeworthy and Harrison Scott, 2 returning players. They were ranked 2nd and 3rd in scoring last year on this team. Scott had 9.8 points per game, while Leeworthy 8.1. Those are the big returning guys, but a number of other guys will be introduced to us here this evening. Meanwhile, on the McMinnville side, they graduated 6 seniors last year, including All-Pacific second-team selection, Braden Mix, and honorable mention selection, Tyler Franks. They return an honorable mention All-Pacific player in Dylan Ferrua. Last year against Roseburg, he scored 7. Bryce Herrick, a senior returning at 6'4", he had 11 points and made 3 3-pointers against Roseburg last year in the season opener. It's time now for our national anthem. There is our national anthem, a recorded version. If it was not, you would have known the Roseburg High School Marching Band, when they get here for the start of league action, oh boy, they perform the heck out of the national anthem. All right, it's time for our starting lineups. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starters tonight for the visiting McMinnville Grizzlies. Led by head coach Tucker Coyle in his second year. Starting 5 will be senior guard at 6'1", Dylan Ferrua. Also a senior, a guard at 6'2", Owen Richardson. A 6'7" senior center, Toma Merlia. Then a sophomore at 6'6", a forward, Xander Garash. And a senior 6'4" guard, Bryce Herrick. Now for the Roseburg Indians, head coach Brett Nixon in his first year will put together a starting 5, mostly seniors. Jaron Leeworthy, a 6'2" senior. Marcus Lobo, a year missed due to injury. He'll start tonight, 6' senior. At 6 feet tall, a senior. Harrison Scott, returning leading scorer. Jaden Kemmerly, a senior at 6'2", gets the start tonight. And then a junior, Preston Sprague, listed at 6'5". That is a look at tonight's starting lineup for us here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium in Roseburg. It is time to get this one underway as they will head to the center circle for the tip. It'll be Preston Sprague in the middle to jump against Xander Gurash, 6'5", 6'6". And the two sides will meet, and the ball tipped up. It went to Roseburg, but it is taken away by McMinnville, and we are underway. Moving right to left on your radio dial. Quick 3 attempt. Off the mark, off the back iron. Fight underneath. The ball tried to save it back in. Preston Sprague unable to throw it off of a McMinnville player as he steps on the baseline in his attempt to save it in. It'll be McMinnville basketball underneath their own basket. Wearing their road reds, it says MAC across the chest in block lettering, white. Nearly a travel as tossed out. Merlier will send it out to the top. A three-point attempt. It's tipped out by Roseburg, but it's going to be a push from behind by McMinnville. So they'll call the foul. That goes against Garash. The sophomore commits the first foul of the night. Roseburg will get their first offensive possession. McMinnville got a couple of looks, could not get anything to go. So Roseburg will bring it up, moving left to right, wearing their home whites. Roseburg across the chest in orange. Orange numbers on the front and the back. On the left side, Leeworthy will send it across the top of the key. Right side into the hands of Kemmerly. Tipped out. He throws across the floor into the far corner. Marcus Lobo attacks, and he's got the first points of the season. Marcus Lobo will put Roseburg in front 2-0, and now a missed opportunity on the other side. Ball stripped away from Richardson, going right to the rim, trying to lay it over the front of the iron. Preston Sprague can't get it to drop, but he draws a whistle. This one goes against Farua for the foul, and it is the second team foul against the Grizzlies, and it sends Preston Sprague, making his debut at the varsity level, to the free throw line. 2-0 lead. His first shot comes out a little flat, and Sprague will not be able to add to a 2-0 lead. 2-0 Roseburg in front, 7:02 to go. 35-second shot clock in high school basketball now, as the second one also off the back of the iron. Rebound tipped out. It'll go to McMinnville. Kemmerly in there trying to battle it away, but it'll be McMinnville basketball. Trotting across the timeline, Farua angles right side, hands it off to Herrick. Pass it away left side for Garash. And a whistle will stop play, and it's going to be against the Grizzlies, offensive, away from the basketball. This one goes against Merlier. So 3 players with a foul already for McMinnville. Farua, Merlier, and Garash all have picked up one in the opening minute 15. Pull up 3 from the top by Scott. Rattles off the right iron. Up the floor, left side. Thought about it, and a travel call from the far side of the floor. Bryce Herrick turns it over. He thought about the 3, hesitated, shuffled his feet, and turns it over. Gives the ball back to the Indians, who lead it 2-0. So far, both sides starting a little cold on the offensive side of the ball. Left side, Leeworthy looks to attack with the left-hand dribble, gets underneath, tosses it up, but he's going to draw a whistle as the ball sails over the iron. This time it goes against Owen Richardson. So the only starter so far without a foul is Bryce Herrick for McMinnville. Roseburg hasn't made much of it yet, though, as they lead only 2-0, and at the free throw line, Jaron Leeworthy unable to get the first one to drop in. Last year, Roseburg, a 64% free throw shooting team. Right now, they are 0 and there is the first of the year. 1 of 2 at the line for Leeworthy. Gets his first points. On the right side, one-handed baseline pass goes through the hands of the receiver. Farua couldn't hang it. Richardson tried to, in the motion of his dribble, shove one down to the baseline, and a bit too strong. Richardson wasn't ready. Roseburg gets it off the turnover, out at the top. Lobo missed all of last season due to an injury. He finds an open Harrison Scott on the left side for 3. Harrison Scott last year shot 33% from behind the arc, and he hits his first of the year. And Roseburg's on top, 6-0. Underneath, ball swatted away. The newcomer, Preston Sprague, in the middle, swats that one out of bounds. It'll stay with McMinnville.
And number 20, Bryce Lewis.
Nice job on that one. A quick look at this as the inbound comes in. They get it to the free throw line with it. Garash made a couple of steps around the defense, couldn't get it. Rebound tipped back out to Farua. His shot doesn't go on the left side of the lane. Oh, almost a travel there. Brian Lewis has checked into the game. He gets it into the corner for Farua. A 3 doesn't go, but a 5th opportunity, and now driving in, Garash will draw a whistle. A lot of opportunities for McMinnville. They draw the foul. And that one goes against Leeworthy. First team foul against Roseburg. Inbound goes to Garash. at the right elbow. Tries to back his way in against Kemmerly. Tries to step around him, and Garash will lay it off the glass. That is 2, and it's finally on the board. With 5:08 to go in the first quarter, McMinnville gets their first points of the season. Oh, they made the pass down underneath, and a travel call for Lobo. Nice vision. I think it was Scott on the feed to Lobo. He got free, had a clean look, but took an extra step as he tried to set up for the lay-in underneath. Turnover by Roseburg, 4:50 to go, first quarter. 6-2, the Indians in front after leading 6-0. On the attack, right side, got right to the rim, slashing in. Merlier could not finish. Roseburg gets the rebound, up the floor. Kemmerly attacking, makes the extra pass underneath, finds an open look for Preston Sprague. The junior gets his first points of the year. And now a steal. The ball was making its way to midcourt. Harrison Scott steps in front of the pass, takes it away, waits for his teammates, and he'll feed it to Lee Worthy, who hits the 3 and gives Roseburg a 9-point advantage here in the first quarter. 4:15 to go in the first period. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back to action after the timeout taken by McMinnville. 4:07 to go. Roseburg leading by their biggest margin at 11-2, but a pull-up jumper in the lane for Merlier. And it is 11-4 as the Grizzlies try to get some offense going. Out at the top, Scott harassed by Richardson. Gets it back well beyond the arc. Fake left, goes right, gets tangled up underneath, and going to get a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Roseburg. First quarter action here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Roseburg in front by 7. Season opener for both clubs. 3:44 to go. Inbound goes right to Scott. Turnaround baseline jumper off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Merlier. Gets it to Richardson. Fires across the floor. A 3 from the right corner for Garash is good. And McMinnville fighting their way back, but an outlet up the floor gets to Preston Sprague. He lays it in. Back out to a 6-point advantage for Roseburg. On the left side, Garash attacks, kicks into the corner, shot blocked by Scott on the 3-point attempt by Thielander. Elliot Thielander, a senior, into the game for the first time, has his shot redirected. Roseburg gets the takeaway. Walking it up to the timeline is Scott. Shot clock, got to remember that's a thing, although Roseburg's been working quickly through their offense, so has McMinnville. Shot clock has not been an issue. Little give and go, cutting to the rim. Lobo gets free, but his right-handed lay-in falls off the iron. He tries to fight for the rebound and cannot get to it and gets whistled for a foul. Lobo will pick up his first, second-team foul for the Tribe. Coming into the game for the first time tonight, based off of the comment section on the YouTube stream tonight, this could be a fan favorite. Caden Chapman into the game, senior at 6'4", will get his first run of the evening. Across the timeline goes Richardson, angles left, back to the right against Lee Worthy. Picks up the dribble, fires to Chapman, just left of the top of the key. On the left wing with it, Brian Lewis attacks in the lane with the right hand, off the glass, he finishes. Easy attack to the rim. And it's a 4-point game, 13-9. Under 2.5 to go. Deep 3 by Scott, off the mark, underneath, pushing and shoving. Sprague got thrown to the ground. He wanted a whistle, doesn't get it. Up the floor, Sprague will get back quick, late. Does not matter. A 3 by Richardson goes down. And it's a 1-point ball game, 13-12. Under 2 minutes to go. Kemmerly gets to the baseline, got a bit far underneath, but he'll draw a whistle to bail him out. That'll put Roseburg back at the free throw line. The foul goes against Brian Lewis. Picks up his first. It's the 5th team foul for McMinnville. Sprague will check out of the game. Coming in for Roseburg, Gannon Egbert, a junior at 6'3". First free throw went down for Kemmerly. Second one will drop as well. He hits both. He's got 2 points in the ball game. And Roseburg's back up by 3, 15-12. They led by as many as 9, but McMinnville has cut into the deficit. Hand the ball off to Thielander. Passes it away left side to Herrick. Out at the top, deep three. Nothing but nylon. Splash in for Richardson, his second 3 in the ball game, and we are tied at 15 all. Minute and a half to go. Right side, Kemmerly at the wing. Picked up his dribble, tried to get the pick and roll with Leeworthy, and a whistle will stop the action. And it'll be free throws here for the Indians, it will be. Richardson picks up his second. So going to the free throw line, Jaron Leeworthy, 1 for 2. He's got 4 points here in the first quarter. Misses the front end. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Empty trip to the free throw line for Leeworthy. Tie ball game. McMinnville looking for their first lead of the night. At the top, Richardson, left side, a three-point attempt. Off the iron, bouncing around, boxing out, fighting for it. Kemmerly underneath, rips it away after the miss by Thielander. Kemmerly brings it up the far side. Pitch it back to Leeworthy. Corner 3, rattles around and off. Underneath, boxing out is Chapman. Pulls down the board. Another chance at the lead in the closing 60 seconds of the first quarter. Richardson hands it off. Thielander, left side to Chapman. His pass to Garash almost taken away. Quick passing now on the right side. Richardson drives in with the left hand. Too strong. Rebound tipped out. It will go to Roseburg. Chapman the last to touch it across the baseline. 34.7 to play here in the first quarter, and Roseburg will have a chance at the lead before the end of the period. Remember last year, Roseburg led at 21-20 at the end of the first quarter, and then McMinnville came out with a strong second quarter to pull away and led the rest of the way. Driving baseline, teardrop doesn't go for Kemmerly. Pulling it away for Rua, up the floor, makes the bounce pass across the lane, a lay-in by Thielander just before this first quarter comes to an end. McMinnville takes their first lead. Still 12 seconds to go, plenty of time as Lobo dribbles into the right corner. Gets a spin. Too strong as he tries to go off the glass. Rebound tipped out by Egbert. And McMinnville will get it back. It's been a strong finish for the Grizzlies here in the first quarter. Up the floor, 2 seconds. A 3 at the horn. Rims out for Ferrua. And at the end of 1, it is 17-15. McMinnville will have the 2-point advantage. Roseburg led by as many as 9 in the opening period. We take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
When it's time for pizza, make it Mountain Mike's. We only use the freshest ingredients, like our zesty pepperoni that curls when it's cooked to perfection. And don't worry, we put enough on every slice. Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Douglas County is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Back here at Roseburg High School, first half is underway, and we're into the second quarter. For those that are watching online, we're going to have to find a new spot for our camera that has the game clock on it. These bleachers are quite bouncy, and everybody seems to want to bounce on them. So sorry about the bouncy view of the game clock. As a three from the corner is good. That was Herrick with his first points of the night. He gets three as Roseburg drives right side. Marcus Lobo tries to lob one up, gets a whistle. And it'll be a two-shot foul. That goes against Bryce Herrick, who picks up his first foul of the night. Fouls reset for the second quarter. First foul here in the period. And Lobo at the line for the first time tonight. Misses the front end, and free throws might be a focus in practice coming up for the Tribe. Well, tonight's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. 0 for 2 at the line, and the rebound pulled away by Herrick, and McMinnville will have it with the lead. They are on top 20-15, their biggest lead of the night. That came after that three-pointer by Herrick to start out the period. An empty trip down the floor for the Grizzlies. Roseburg with the rebound. Leeworthy right side, bounce it into the corner. Scott, a quick three, buries it. Harrison Scott, his second of the night, rattles one in to make it back to a two-point game. 20-18, 7:05 to play in the second. But Herrick answers on the other side for his second three in the period, and it's back to a 5-point lead for the Grizzlies. Handoff. Lobo gets it. We'll get it to Sprague, who's back into the game, the big man. Short pass, try to get it to him and forced it in the middle. Picked off by McMinnville. Up the floor, the outlet pass by Thielander, too strong. Substitutions coming in, Cade Howard and Owen Richardson back into the game for the Grizzlies. Substituting out Thielander and Kellen McIrvin, who started the period. He will come out of the game as well after a short run. Roseburg with the basketball, facing some full court pressure from Howard. Scott able to get into the front court. He'll pull up for a three from the corner. Weak side rebound attempt, tipped out of the hands of Marcus Lobo. It'll stay with Roseburg on their side of the floor. 5-point game, 6:26 to go, second quarter. Roseburg led by 9. McMinnville with their current 5-point lead, their biggest of the game. Inbound to Scott on the right wing, to the top to Lobo, work it around to the left side, and the ball taken away from Egbert, knocked out of bounds, and it stays with Roseburg. Nice crowd out here for the opening game of the season tonight. Good to see support. Inbound into the backcourt for Leeworthy. Right side to... It was the right side into the corner for Leeworthy from Scott, but we get a whistle away from the ball. It's going to stay with Roseburg, and they call this one against Merlier. His second by my tally. Caden Chapman will check back in. Jaden Kemmerly will come back into the game for Egbert, heading to the bench as Merlier. Roseburg will have the basketball on their own baseline, trailing by 5. Inbound to Kemmerly, hands it right back to Scott. One-hand push pass across the floor, gets it to Lobo, drives baseline, tries to dump it off for Sprague. He can't get the shot to go, but gets his own rebound and puts one down. 6 points in the ball game for Peyton Sprague in his debut at the varsity level. Left side, a three look for Herrick, way long, missed everything. Rebound pulled down by Scott. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half of tonight's ball game. Roseburg in the home whites, McMinnville in red. Tried to squeeze one through the defense. Kemmerly's pass offline, intended for Leeworthy, who zigged when he needed to zag. Brian Lewis checks back into the game. Comes in for Bryce Herrick, who will get a rest. Through the center circle, Farua, pass it away right side for Howard. Zips it across the top of the arc to Lewis. Coming to get it, Farua goes right side, pulls up for the long two, missed everything, tried to save it back in. Cade Howard tried to save it in. It ends up throwing it off of Caden Chapman. And the basketball goes to the Indians. Jogging across the timeline, Leeworthy hands it off to Lobo. Short pass to Scott, gets it to Kemmerly on the right side. His shot off the mark. Nobody underneath for Roseburg to rebound. Other direction, Farua. Pass out to the top for Richardson. Zips it underneath to Chapman. He goes back to the basket. Too hard off the glass. Rebound tipped around. Goes out to Farua. Lost the handle on it, out of bounds. And Roseburg gets it back. Farua will head to the bench. Into the game for Farua was Garash, who checks back in. He's got 5 points all in the first quarter. Roseburg, a chance to tie on a three. Into the game for the first time for Roseburg is Tristan Frabel. Loose ball on the floor, and it's taken away by McMinnville. Richardson has it. Works to the right side of the floor, picks it up, gets it between the circles to Lewis. Angles left side, tried to make the extra pass. Chapman does get it to Garash, who will finish. Ball kind of got knocked free in the middle. Roseburg quickly up the floor. And pressure right on top of Harrison Scott is Cade Howard, who gets whistled for the foul. 4:24 to go in the first quarter. Our ball game, we're on the radio here in Roseburg on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM is the lob into the backcourt, taken away, but too strong on the lay-in by Richardson. And Roseburg will avoid a misstep there. Kemmerly in the corner, head fake, drives with the left hand, gets trapped. He's going to lob across the floor. Was it tipped? No, it'll go to McMinnville as Kemmerly's pass goes out of bounds. On the radio here locally, but you can watch tonight's game streaming live online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. Find it there as well. While you're there, hit the subscribe button to be able to follow Roseburg High Sports this school year. Underneath, fight for the basketball after a miss by Richardson. Lobo tried to pull down the rebound but couldn't hang on to it. Loses it out of bounds. Kemmerly comes out of the game. Jaron Leeworthy back in for Roseburg. Inbound from the baseline, goes into Chapman with the left hand off the mark. And the rebound pulled down by Scott. Up the left side of the floor, calls for Lobo, gets the handoff, back to Scott, now back out to the top. Lobo, long pass. Frabel in the corner. To Scott with 20 on the shot clock, fakes right, goes left, makes the extra pass, and it's Sprague open underneath. Nice debut here for Preston Sprague tonight. Out at the midcourt stripe, Lobo putting the pressure on against Richardson. Richardson finds a man open underneath. Garash, his first attempt was way short, but gets his own rebound, follows it up for another two. Back out to a 5-point lead, 27-22. Leeworthy, crossover, they switch. And the ball out of bounds, tried to save it back in, was Richardson. He whipped it out of bounds, but he was stepping on the sideline as well. Richardson heads to the bench, so does Howard and Chapman. McMinnville will bring back in McIrvin into the game. Farua checks back in. Inbound goes to Frabel on the baseline. Scott will get it out to Leeworthy. Lobo going to launch a three. Front iron, no. The rebound pulled down by Thielander, who also is in part of those substitutions. Out at the top, finds an open man in the corner. Feed it underneath McIrvin. Down to Farua, whose turnaround jumper tap dances on the iron before it decides to drop through the nylon. And that's the first points of the night for Farua. He stretches it out to a 7-point lead, biggest margin of the game for the Grizzlies. Ball tapped out on the far sideline. Roseburg will keep possession. 29-22, 2:37 to go in the first half. And Roseburg will inbound from the far side of the floor. Leeworthy gets it out near the midcourt stripe. Pass away left side to Frabel. Gets it back at the left wing, looking to attack. Floater, good. Leeworthy drops it in the bucket. Makes it a 5-point game once again, 29-24. Into the left corner, a three attempt, too long. Sprague there with the rebound after the miss by Lewis. Scott brings it up. Looking for some motion from Lobo. He cuts to the basket. Scott will pull up for a three. That was right on target, but it spits out. Underneath it, spits out again on the putback attempt by Sprague. He had a perfect look, could not get it to go. Left side, Ferrua, wide open look at a three. No, long rebound, tracked down in the corner by Thielander. Out at the top, dribbling away from pressure. Ferrua lost the defender, had an open look at the lane, and he lays it in. Back to a 7-point margin. Lobo underneath, got caught in the air, tapped it back in, but turns it over. McGurven with the takeaway. Ferrua cutting left side, draws the contact and the bucket. Dylan Ferrua, the honorable mention All-Pacific Conference selection, catching fire here in the second quarter. He's got 6 points and a trip to the free throw line for a and one. He was held scoreless in the first period, but he's coming alive here. Out to a 9-point lead for the Grizzlies, trying to stretch it to a 10-point lead. It would be the biggest lead for either team. The free throw, no, and Roseburg does get the rebound. Leeworthy up the near sideline. They work it around, revert to the left side of the floor. Scott to Sprague between the circles. Surveying underneath. Short pass to Leeworthy. He drives and drops in another floater. Leeworthy starting to find some rhythm. And a turnover other side. McMinnville throws it away. 33-26. 1:05 to go, first half. Roseburg trying to cut it back down. They led by 9 in the first quarter after a cold start to the game for McMinnville. Errant pass almost got away, but Scott does track it down out near midcourt. Shot clock down to 19. Leeworthy crossover, pulls up for a three from straight away. It rattles off. Loose ball pulled in by Ferrua. Ferrua up the floor, into the lane from the free throw stripe. Pulls up and splashes one down. 35-26, back to that 9-point lead. On the left wing, Leeworthy gets bumped as he tries to dribble around Kellen McGurven. It will be on McGurven, I believe his first. Nope, make that his second. Jaron Leeworthy heads to the free throw line. Roseburg in the bonus. Leeworthy's free throw. Gets it to drop in. He is 2 for 5 at the line. One more coming here for Leeworthy at the free throw stripe. And that one was textbook, right through. Down to 20 seconds to go here in the first half. 35-28. 7-point lead for the visiting McMinnville Grizzlies. Hand off to Herrick. Out to the far side, Ferrua. Marked by Leeworthy. 9-8-7. Ferrua drives, right side, spin. Had it tipped from behind, no whistle. Rebound collected by Howard. Launches a baseline jumper, no. Rebound, putback attempt at the horn. No good for McMinnville. And that is our score at the break. 35-28. Another big second quarter for McMinnville, much like last year's season opener. 18 points for the Grizzlies. And for Roseburg, they put up 13 in that second period. Lead got out to as much as 9 for McMinnville. Roseburg led by as many as 9 in the first half as well. Well, that was a fast-paced, exciting first half of basketball. I can't imagine. We've been on the air for probably just about 45 minutes. That was a pretty quick-paced first half. You'll like to see that. Well, coming up, we've got your halftime show. We'll recap your stats. Your Winston Auto Care stat update coming up here at the halftime break. Winston Auto Care, your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. Give them a call at 541-679-8685. We will take a 2-minute timeout, come back with the halftime show. I'm Joey Keeran. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for tonight's season opener of Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and other.
Here at the halftime break, it is 35-28, McMinnville in front of Roseburg in the season opener to the 2025-2026 campaign. Joey Keeran here with you. Forgot to mention that our starting lineups tonight were brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and proud to support our local sports teams. And our pregame interview was brought to you by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. At the break, 35-28 the score. Roseburg in front. Looking at the first half numbers, just 0 for 1 at the free throw line for McMinnville. Meanwhile, Roseburg was, 5 for 12 in that first half. On three-pointers, that really started to heat up for McMinnville and got them back into this game after trailing by 9 in the first quarter. They finished with 5 3-pointers in the first half for McMinnville. Roseburg on the other side, they put up quite a few. They only make 3 in that first half of action. This is a look at our Winston Auto Care stat update here at the halftime break. 17 points in the first quarter for McMinnville. Roseburg had 15. The Indians jumped out to a 6-0 lead. McMinnville didn't score until 5:08 to go in the first quarter, but they would slowly work their way back into the game and eventually would take the lead before the first quarter came to an end. Roseburg led by as many as 9, but just could not hang on to the advantage. In the second quarter, McMinnville outscores Roseburg by 5 to take a 7-point lead into the break. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. And when we come back here at the halftime break, we will look at individual stats from the first half in this one. At the break, it's 35-28. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Do want to make a quick plea to those in the listening audience, or the viewing audience, I should say. If you are watching with us on our YouTube channel, we ask that you hit the subscribe button. That way you can get notifications when we go live with another broadcast of Roseburg High School sports. We've got basketball going on here during the winter, and we'll have some baseball, maybe some softball coming up in the spring. Never know exactly what we're going to be bringing to you. So make sure you tune in and follow Roseburg High Sports with us on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. That'll help you make sure you don't miss our next broadcast of Roseburg High Sports. At the break again, 7-point lead for McMinnville. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will get a look at individual stats from the first half here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here to wrap things up at our halftime break. We'll make it quick here with our Winston Auto Care stat update. Leading scorer in the ball game with 10 points is Jaron Leeworthy. Also for Roseburg, 2 points for Marcus Lobo. Harrison Scott with 6. Jaden Kemmerly with 2. Preston Sprague has 8 in his debut. Gannon Egbert did not score, neither did Tristan Frabel. On the other side for McMinnville, 8 points for Dylan Ferrua. Caden Chapman off the bench, scoreless. Owen Richardson, 6 points in the first half. Toma Merlier with 2 points. Xander Garash with 9. Bryce Herrick had 6. Elliot Thielander, 2. Kellen McIrvin was scoreless. And Brian Lewis had 2 points. Cade Howard scoreless in the first half as well. We'll go ahead and take our final 1-minute break. We come back with the second half after this on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
When it's time for pizza, make it Mountain Mike's. We only use the freshest ingredients, like our zesty pepperoni that curls when it's cooked to perfection. And don't worry, we put enough on every slice. Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Douglas County is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Third quarter action for us here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Roseburg on the opening possession. They find a wide open cutting to the basket. Jaron Leeworthy, who lays it in. He's got 12 in the ballgame now, and he's got the first points of the second half, helping Roseburg cut the deficit down to 5. We'll get you the starting 5 in the second half. Driving baseline, Garash steps around a sailing defender, lays it in, and makes it 37-30. Xander Garash now with double figures. He's got 11 in the ballgame. Out at the top, it is Preston Sprague, the junior. Everything else is seniors out there. There's a ball out to the top, stolen away. Farua gets it out one-on-one with Scott, finds the cutter. Garash, he cuts to the rim and adds another 2 to his total. Back out to a 9-point lead, matching the largest of the night for McMinnville. So for Roseburg, Scott, Kemmerly, Leeworthy, Lobo, all the seniors, and then the junior, Preston Sprague. The starting 5 back out there to start the second half. Sprague cutting to the rim, wasn't looking for the basketball, but does get it. Pass away into the corner, try to feed it back underneath to him. It's tipped out, it'll stay with Roseburg. On the floor for McMinnville to start the second half. Garash out there with Merlier, Farua. You've got Owen Richardson. And then Bryce Herrick, your original starting 5 in the game for McMinnville as well. As a corner 3 by Harrison Scott off the mark, ball tipped out to the far side into the Roseburg student section. McMinnville basketball. Grizzlies leading 39-30. First game of the season, first game under new head coach. Brett Nixon for Roseburg is a backdoor cutter, wide open. Bryce Herrick lays it in for 2. So first game for Nixon as the head coach. He was an assistant for 4 years under former coach Jordan Humphreys, who takes over as the head coach here this season as Harrison Scott pulls up for a jumper at the free throw line, off the mark, rebound pulled down by the Grizzlies as they look to stretch it to their largest, actually it is currently at its largest lead of the game. And off the mark, but a rebound pulled down by Herrick. But he turns it back over. Roseburg gets it, limits the possession. Scott almost traveled, pulls up for a 3, off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Kemmerly, who's in the right spot at the right time. And Jaden Kemmerly has his first field goal of the year. Back to make that a 9-point game. Driving in off the mark, but got his own rebound for Richardson. Out to the top. Farua, 3-pointer, missed everything. Roseburg basketball. Jordan Humphreys stepping down at the end of last season. Brett Nixon, the assistant, didn't necessarily initially think he would try to take over the role, but got some encouragement and decided to go for it, keep some continuity for this Roseburg team. Much needed for the Indians to try and keep building off of what they've had the last couple of years. Driving in, Marcus Lobo's shot hits low off the iron. Ball ricocheted in the transition, and it's taken away by Roseburg. And trying to steal it away, Farua tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Indians on their half of the floor. On the other side, Tucker Coyle, the second-year coach for McMinnville, his first year. Didn't go as well as they would have liked, 8-16, but he's trying to get things started here this season on the right foot and see if the Grizzlies can take the next step in his second year leading the program. 41-32 the score, 5:06 to go. Inbound coming from the baseline. They're going to separate Garash and Sprague, who are trying to set things up underneath. Inbound goes to Leeworthy at the right wing. He drives in, puts up a floater. It came off the hand flat. Rebound tipped into the hands of McMinnville's Cade Howard, who has checked into the game. Around a screen, left side, Richardson draws it back out, working against Sprague, got the switch there. Garash with a smaller Marcus Lobo on him, who tries to man him up. Out to the top, Howard with it. To the right side, Herrick tried to dribble and just taken right away by Kemmerly. Kemmerly up the floor, makes a great skip pass up the floor to Sprague. He gets it to go and a whistle. Sprague's into double figures, and he gets Roseburg back within 7, and he's got a chance to try to cut into that deficit at the free throw line. Herrick will come out of the game, and in for him is Elliot Thielander. Also looking to check in is Kellen McIrvin, as that is the third personal on Owen Richardson, who will head to the bench. Preston Sprague, the junior, in his first start at the varsity level, at the line, Drains the free throw. His first free throw of the night. He's 1 for 3. Gets the and one to make it a 6-point game, 41-35. Roseburg is cut into the halftime deficit, trailing by 7 at halftime. 3 from the left side. No. Long rebound, though. Tipped around, out of bounds, looking for help, and it's going to stay with the Grizzlies.
You got an Egbert in the game now for Roseburg.
Marcus Lobo will check out of the game. In for him, Gannon Egbert. On the left side, McIrvin, marked by Egbert, gives it away, gets it right back. At the left wing, back into the corner for Thielander, tosses it out to the top. They work to the right side. Lewis gives it up to Howard. Howard in the right corner, trying to feed it to Garage. Ball tipped away. Ooh, officials say opposite directions. And no, excuse me, they didn't. So it's going to be a Roseburg basketball. I thought I saw a motion being made for McMinnville to keep the basketball from one ref, but he says, no, I wasn't signaling. So the ball goes to Roseburg under the midway point of the third quarter, 41-35. Roseburg with the basketball, trailing by 6. On the right side, Egbert lost the handle, tried to get going, couldn't hang on to it. Slaps his chest to acknowledge, that's my bad. So McMinnville gets it back after they turned it over. Roseburg gives it right back. Angle right side, underhand pitch to Howard. Out to the top, Garage to the far side. Gets it to McIrvin, goes around a screen. One-hand push pass right side. Howard draws back out, looks for a cutter underneath. Brian Lewis gets absolutely hammered by Preston Sprague. Got the defender in the air, and Sprague, big guy, nowhere to go except for right down on top of Brian Lewis, who will head to the free throw line. The senior has 2 points in the ball game.
To the line of McMinnville, number 20, Brian Lewis.
So Lewis goes to the free throw stripe. Low crouch, sends it up to the iron, no good. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And by Gibbs RV Superstore, you gotta get to Gibbs. Second free throw, no good for Lewis as well. Empty trip to the line. Roseburg gets the rebound, looking to cut into the 6-point deficit. Things open wide up for Kemmerly, but he can't finish. He was on the left side with the right hand, couldn't get it to go down. Underneath, rebound, tipped out on the baseline. It'll stay with the Indians. Kemmerly, you can't ask for a better look than that, but from the left side, needed to go up with the left hand. Inbound from the baseline. McIrvin checks out of the game. Merlier comes back in for McMinnville. And we're finally ready to resume action. Inbound, left side, Leeworthy driving, baseline jumper, splashes in. Jaron Leeworthy with 14 in the ball game makes it a 4-point game. Garage gives it right side. Howard finds a baseline cutter for Rua. Pulls up for the baseline jumper, no good. Came up short, rebound down to Scott. Scott with the dribble, harassed by Howard coming up the floor. Kemmerly gets it right side. Lewis putting the pressure on. Kemmerly drives baseline, gets in with a leaner and draws a whistle. Jaden Kemmerly at the free throw line for 2 shots. Kemmerly with 4 in the ball game. Trying to make it a 1-possession score. Kemmerly's first free throw rims out. The foul was against Brian Lewis, his second. Xander Garage checks out of the game. Back in comes Bryce Herrick, who has 8 points in the ball game. Herrick had 11 against Roseburg last year. Second free throw for Kemmerly. Splashes in. He's 3 for 4 at the line. 3-point ball game. 41-38. Roseburg making a push here in the third quarter to get back. Driving all the way to the rim. Off the mark for Merlier. A whistle. Ball out of bounds to the Grizzlies. Toma Merlier, the 6'7" senior, muscled his way down low. He's looking to do it again against a 6'5" Sprague. Offensive foul as Sprague takes the charge. For Merlier, that'll be his third. Or not. Sorry about that. No, yep, there they put it up on the board. That is his third. Nice dribbling by Leeworthy. Gets to the free throw line, but his shot too strong underneath. Sprague cleans up the glass and puts it back. We got a 1-point ball game, 41-40. Roseburg outscoring the McMinnville 12-6 here in this third quarter. Merlier driving in against Kemmerly, puts it up too strong underneath. Lewis with the offensive board, goes back up, gets hit, and gets the whistle. Kemmerly tries to say I was going straight up, but he gets whistled, I believe, for that one. No, they will call it on Harrison Scott, who picks up his first. 2 team fouls against Roseburg, 5 against McMinnville. Lewis was at the line earlier in the period, went 0 for 2. He is now 0 for 3. Second one coming here for Lewis. That one, every other attempt he had at the line looked real kind of forced. That one looked very routine and smooth. And he flushed it in to make it a 2-point game. 42-40. Dribbling around pressure. Leeworthy makes the extra pass. Count the bucket. No, you are not going to get the continuation at this level. They call a push. Leeworthy got pushed in the back as he was dribbling. He found the open man on the baseline for an easy 2. Would have tied the ball game up, but instead Roseburg gets the whistle, stops play. They'll keep the possession, but they still trail. Baseline jumper falls off flat for Scott. Rebound pulled down by McMinnville. That foul had been called against Cade Howard, and it works out in McMinnville's favor. A 3 left side off the mark for Ferrua. Rebound pulled down by Scott. Roseburg a chance to tie or take the lead, trailing 42-40. Pass into the corner, Leeworthy. It got tipped. Leeworthy had to track it down. He'll come back out, pulls it out with 20 on the shot clock. Left side to Scott. Harrison Scott looks for the cutter, and it's tipped away by Ferrua. He read the pass, got in the lane, tipped it away to his teammate, Richardson, who drives, tries to hook a pass, and it'll be tipped out of bounds off of the hand of Merlier. Could have called a player control foul in there as well, but Roseburg will get the ball on the turnover. Into the game, fan favorite on the YouTube channel, Caden Chapman back into the game. Keep calling him Cheese for some reason. He checks back into the game. Thielander, I believe, also came in at that dead ball. Sprague with it at the top. Pass it away left side for Egbert. And Egbert harassed. His pass away, taken away. Richardson weaves his way up the floor to the left elbow. Circles back out. Gets it to Herrick. He has enough space to pull for a 3. No, but tracking down the rebound. Sneaking in, Richardson will give McMinnville a second look, and a whistle underneath. It's Chapman. And he puts up quite the protest. Still talking about it. He's still making his case to one of the officials, not the one that blew the whistle. Roseburg will get it. Still a 2-point ball game. Trying to tie it before the end of the third. 25 seconds to go. Leeworthy gets it to Kemmerly. Sprague comes get it at the top. Turns the face. Finds Leeworthy open in the right corner. Drives in. Gets it to Sprague. Puts it on the deck. Goes up. The bucket and the foul. Preston Sprague having a strong showing here tonight. He ties this one up and has a chance to give Roseburg a lead if he can make the and one. Sprague will go to the free throw line. Coming into the game is Garash. Chapman will head to the bench. Foul puts Sprague at the line, and he hits the front of the iron, gets it to roll over, and Roseburg's back in front for the first time since the first quarter. 43-42 coming in the final 10 seconds of this third quarter. Shot no good, rebound tipped out. Got to get it up the floor. Sprague with time, got to get it away. He tried to dunk it at the horn. If he had laid it in, he might have had a chance to give Roseburg a 3-point lead at the end of three. Instead, his dunk attempt rims out, and Roseburg will lead 43-42 as we head to the fourth quarter after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Come back for the start of the fourth quarter. Roseburg leading for the first time since the first quarter. Whistle will stop things quickly here. It's a foul on Roseburg. McMinnville with the basketball, trailing by 1. Leading scorer in the ball game right now. For Roseburg, it is Preston Sprague with 16. On the other side, 13 for Xander Garash, the big man doing the damage. Miss on a 3 attempt. Rebound pulled down by Roseburg. They got a chance to try and stretch their lead out. 43-42. Baseline. Turnaround jumper. No. Streaking in. Egbert from the left side couldn't pull down the board. Got himself in position to try and get it, but bobbled it out of bounds. Coming in for Roseburg, Gavin Michael will get his first action of the night. Egbert checks out. For McMinnville, Ferrua, Richardson, Garash, Thielander, and Herrick out on the floor. Driving in, shot no good underneath. Garash got the rebound, put back once, no, but his second, yes. And that will put McMinnville back in front by 1, 44-43. Kemmerly, turnaround jumper attempt, no, tipped out. Sprague forced it out of the hands of Garash to the Grizzlies. Well, great one to start things off here this season for both these teams. Competitive ball game back and forth. Garash turns, attacks with the left hand, gets in the lane, gets the defender in the air, and he's able to step around it. Good footwork there by Xander Garash, and it's out to a 3-point lead for the Grizzlies. Leeworthy out at the top, directing traffic at the center circle. Pass away, right side to Kemmerly. Jump pass, back to Leeworthy. Pulls the trigger on a 3 to tie us up. 46 all with 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Leeworthy's second 3 of the game. Trying to answer on the other side, no, but a whistle, and it's going to stay with the Grizzlies. And actually, no, sorry, it goes to Roseburg. That foul goes on Richardson, his 4th. And I think we'll get a substitution for him. Cade Howard will check in for Owen Richardson with his 4 fouls. A little bit of full court pressure here. Thielander in the backcourt, putting the pressure on Leeworthy as he handles the basketball across the timeline. Preston Sprague gives it up to Marcus Lobo, who is checked back in here in this fourth quarter. Deep 3 from Harrison Scott. No, left iron right into the hands of Lobo, who wraps her pass around to Gavin Michael. He could not get the shot to go, got rim checked underneath. Had a tough wraparound shot to try and put it in. Far side of the floor, Garash tries a rainbow three. No, rebound underneath by Herrick, stolen away by Harrison Scott. Tied at 46, 5.5 to play. Season opener, Scott to the free throw line. Spins in, turnaround jumper, the lefty comes up short, gets knocked down, wants a whistle, doesn't get it. Grizzlies come away with it. Right side, a look at a three. It's very long for Thielander. Rebound underneath by Garash, gives it right back to Thielander. He tries another three, no. Rebound pulled down by Ferrua. Howard gets it out at the top between the circles. Herrick, left side. Ferrua driving in. Lobo tried to poke it out from behind, but he gets whistled for the reach-in. Checking in for McMinnville, Toma Merlier, a 6'7" senior. Comes in for Bryce Herrick. Merlier will get it in the left corner. Picked up his dribble, looking for help, gets it to Garash underneath, working against Sprague. Sprague got in the air, doesn't get a whistle. Fight for it underneath, loose ball, and it will stay with McMinnville. McMinnville's bench putting up a bit of a protest on the fact that Preston Sprague got in the air and made contact with Garash as he was going up. I expected a whistle as well. They didn't blow one, but the ball ends up working back to McMinnville anyways. Merlier working against Gavin Michael, who stays straight up and knocks the ball loose. Roseburg will get the takeaway. Still tied at 46, nearing the midway point of the fourth quarter. Left side, Lee Worthy draws it back out. Sprague looks right side, gets it to Michael, dribbles it out to the top, bounce it away to Lobo. Right wing, looks to attack, gets baseline, got a screen, but it's an illegal one. Preston Sprague whistled for the illegal screen. And we are going to get our first timeout since early on in this ball game when Roseburg got out to a 6-0 lead, and that forced McMinnville to take a timeout. Now they'll take one as well, a 60-second timeout, so we're going to burn a 30-second break right here. Let's go ahead and get that in. It is tied at 46 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
When it's time for pizza, make it Mountain Mike's. We only use the freshest ingredients, like our zesty pepperoni that curls when it's cooked to perfection. And don't worry, we put enough on every slice. Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
.431 to go here in the fourth quarter, and we've been tied at 46 for a bit. Season opener for both the Grizzlies and the Indians. McMinnville basketball out of the timeout. That was a McMinnville timeout. They've used two. Roseburg still has all 5 of its timeouts left. Dylan Ferrua, the senior guard, giving it away as he was working on the right side. Toma Merlier driving into the lane. Pass back out. Ferrua, look at a three. Off the front iron, no. But McMinnville's been all over the glass. They get it back. Got the defender in the air. Find the extra man. Merlier will roll one over the front of the iron. He's got 4 in the ball game, and he gives McMinnville the lead back, 48-46. Left side, Lobo around a screen. Back to the left side for Leeworthy, working one-on-one against Ferrua, who knocked it away, but Leeworthy able to keep the possession. Scott has it out at the top. Left side, Leeworthy gets open for a three in the corner. No, rebound tipped up. Michael gets it underneath, tries to feed it back out to the top, got tipped, but it ends up in the hands of Harrison Scott. Merlier somehow got tangled up with Preston Sprague, who ended up flying to the ground. Sprague gets it on at the top, works it right side to Michael, who gets underneath, puts up a shot too short. Rebound came down into the hands of Garash. He'll run the point, brings it up the floor, whips it left side. Rainbow shot, no. Underneath, Scott will get the rebound right over the baseline. Brings it up the floor after the miss by Merlier. Lobo gets right corner, drives baseline, tight ropes it into the corner for Leeworthy. To the free throw line, Sprague launches a shot. It's off the right side of the iron, pulled down by the Grizzlies. That was an open look for Sprague, but he couldn't get it to go. Merlier, another look at a three. The high rainbow arc shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, though. He drives in, and he'll knock that one down. Gets the runner. He's got 4 in the period. The last 4 for McMinnville. And he's got 6 overall. He's given McMinnville a 4-point lead. And now the ball ripped away by Cade Howard and a whistle. They're going to call that foul on Leeworthy. Leeworthy had it taken away, tried to get it back, gets whistled. And we're going to get a timeout down on the floor. Timeout taken by McMinnville, and it is a full. We're going to get in another quick break here. 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here at Roseburg High School, 50-46 is our score. McMinnville in front of Roseburg. Joey Keeran here with you. Hey, I want to tell you tonight's game is brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. And tonight's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. 2:18 to go in the ball game. Dump it down underneath. Merlier, turnaround, hook shot off the mark. Trying to save it back in. McMinnville will turn it over. Roseburg will get the ball. Well, Roseburg getting down to crunch time here. They fought their way all the way back to tie this one up at 46 all midway through this fourth quarter. But if they want a shot at winning, they're going to have to start getting some offense going here. They've cooled off a bit. At the midcourt stripe, Kemmerly will take it into the front court. Pass stolen away. It was Richardson that takes it away. Sends it back into Ferrua. And McMinnville gets the stop. Richardson, left-hand dribble, out to between the circles. A few feet behind the arc, drives in, dumps it over the top to Garash, who puts up a shot as he is getting shoved out of bounds. And he'll head to the free throw line. Xander Garash, first trip to the free throw line tonight. He's got 17 in the ball game, looking to add to it and see if he can start to pull this one away for McMinnville. Got 2 free throws coming. And his first is nothing but net. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Waldron's Outdoor Sports. Hunting season, well, if you're getting ready for hunting season or fishing season, make sure you check out Waldron's Sports, Outdoor Sports. They've got the hunting and fishing gear and supplies that you need, now located at 450 Northeast Stevens in Roseburg. Both free throws go through for Garash. Makes it a 6-point ball game, 52-46. Kemmerly to the free throw line, big jump step. Into the corner for Gavin Michael. No, rebound gets tipped to Scott. He's there to clean things up. Harrison Scott, his first point since the second quarter. Back to within 4 for Roseburg. Richardson sends it left side to Ferrua, gets it back at the left wing. Goes opposite of a screen, dribbles right side, feeds it into the corner to Garash, head fake. Drives in, steps through the lane, sends it Ferrua left side. He travels before he puts it on the dirt. puts it on the floor. I was going to say on the turf. Said dirt. None of those would have made sense anyways. Inbound, some full court pressure. Across the timeline goes Leeworthy. Angles left side. Almost picked up his dribble, but keeps it going. Trying to fight off the defender. Gets it to Kemmerly. Back out to Leeworthy. Down to 45 seconds to go in the ball game. Roseburg trailing by 4. Scott launches a 3. No. Rebound pulled down by Garash. Coming up the floor, Roseburg will foul. Harrison Scott will commit the foul. I have that down for his second. It is. And Roseburg might get into the fouling game, but they need some shots to drop to make that strategy work. At the free throw line, Owen Richardson. I think he missed everything. I was looking down and just caught the tail end of it, but by the reaction of the crowd, I think he might have missed everything on that free throw attempt. One more coming. That one a little better looking, but it is going to be tipped out of bounds after the miss. Goes to McMinnville. They catch the break. And with 29.5 seconds to go, McMinnville is closing in on a season-opening road victory. The Grizzlies will inbound on their own baseline. Wipe up some sweat real quick. Inbound, Merlier will do it. He initiates into Garash. Nobody fouling for Roseburg. Down to 25 seconds. Driving, Garash finds Merlier, cutting to the rim. He gets the ball to drop in, and a whistle. Merlier will head to the free throw line to pretty much ice this one here tonight. 54-48, a 6-point lead. Got to give credit to Roseburg for fighting their way all the way back in this one. Trailed by 11 at one point in the third quarter, but they fought back and led by 1 going to the fourth. As the and one, no, but the rebound comes down to Ferrua, and that is going to help ice this one down to 15 seconds. Shot clock is turned off, playing keep away, and Roseburg will come out and foul. Leeworthy is there to commit that foul.
Here, Leeworthy on the foul, his second. Going to the line, Dylan Ferreira.
Roseburg held McMinnville to just 7 points in the third quarter, outscored them 15-7 to take that 1-point lead. But here in the fourth quarter, Roseburg getting outscored 12-5, and now make it 13-5 as the first free throw goes through for Ferrua. Second one, knocks it down. 56-48, Roseburg trying to add some points before the final horn. A runner on a three-pointer by Scott, no, underneath, fighting for the rebound. Gavin Michael got tied up with Toma Merlier. Possession arrow will go to Roseburg with 8.8 seconds left on the clock. A three by Kemmerly at the horn, no good, and McMinnville survives here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as Roseburg goes a bit too cold in the fourth quarter, and they cannot hang on. 56-48, your final score as the Grizzlies get a win in the season opener to go to 1-0. And Roseburg, under new head coach Brett Nixon, falls to 0-1. But a great ball game, good effort on both sides. Should be fun to see where things go the rest of the season for both these clubs. 56-48, your final score. We've got the postgame show coming up. I believe we might get a word in with Coach Brett Nixon. So stay with us. We'll recap this one for you and wrap it up here tonight on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and other.
Final tonight here from Roseburg High School, where the season gets underway. Final score was 56-48. McMinnville finishes strong to get the victory on top of Roseburg. We're putting together the final numbers, and while we do that, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Brett Nixon. He's going to be joining us here in the booth. Give him the opportunity to make his way up here. Got to climb all the way to the top level, Coach. All right, you can throw those on. And all right, Coach. Well, I know not the result you guys wanted, but I thought it was a spirited effort by your club, and the fact that down by 11 at one point in that third quarter, they fight their way back to take a 1-point lead going to the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, it got cold at the wrong time. But how'd you feel about how things worked out in the season opener tonight?
Well, yeah, I'm real proud of the not giving up, right? Could have been really easy, them hitting some threes, kind of starting to bury us a little bit. You know, they dropped their heads. It had been real easy. Go down further. You know, they put their nose down. They said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to fight back.
What'd you see that you, other than the effort to get back into the game, what'd you see that you liked from your team here tonight?
Well, playing as a team, when we actually ran the offense and played and got really good looks, especially proud of Preston Sprague tonight. He had a great game. Running the floor, we've talked about it all week that we've got to be a fast-paced team. We don't have a lot of size, so we've got to run the floor, and he did a great job. And the kids just played well.
What are some of the things that I know you'll go back and evaluate and look at the film and everything, but initially, what are some of the things that maybe were the frustrations tonight for you guys that are going to be some of the focus that you guys work on in practice before your next game?
Oh, it's got to be rebounds. I mean, we were giving too many second chance shots for them. They were just putting them up, getting 3 or 4 looks under the hoop. I mean, that can't happen. And then the turnovers for some of our guys that were kind of unusual for them to turn it over that many times. So we'll get our handles back, work on some rebounding, and kind of go from there.
Overall, though, first game under your belt for you as a head coach for this club as the 2025-2026 Roseburg boys basketball team. Just in the huddle, on the bench, in the locker room at halftime, what'd you see from these guys? This feels like a unit that hopefully this is a good first step for them this year.
Absolutely. I think they believe in each other. They can look each other in the face and know they're going to be there for each other, for one another. And at halftime, I just kind of gave them not a real razzy speech, but just say, hey, you guys are right in this. Let's get after it. You're down 7. And they came back and battled it. And, yeah, I couldn't be more proud of them. Losing by 8 points my first game as a Roseburg head coach. And for some of these kids, very first time ever playing varsity, I got nothing bad to say about it.
How'd you feel about your rotation that you guys worked in? I know we saw starters got there quite a bit. Those seniors that you had out there. Those guys played a lot of minutes, but you were able to work in some of the guys off the bench. How'd you feel about the rotation, and any kind of initial thoughts on how that might change kind of going forward?
Yeah, I think there was some, I think there could have been some bench management that could have changed a little bit. But when things were clicking at certain points of time, in each game it's going to change for the fact that when you have that personnel grouping that seems to be working, and sometimes I look over at the bench and be like, man, I got a starter sitting. I'm like, but we've just made an eight-point run. Like, then maybe this is working. So I know there's some guys that didn't get some time tonight, and I'm hoping that kind of lights a fire. They come into practice tomorrow ready to get after it and show that they need minutes on Friday when we come back here and play.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Hey, I thought it was a very good showing for the first game of the year. Obviously would have liked to see the team finish strong and reward themselves for the big effort to get back into the game, but nonetheless, a good showing to start things out here tonight. Coach Brett Nixon joining us here in the postgame show. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Hey, thanks, Joey.
All right, that is Coach Nixon here as we bring you another of our Bowers Industrial postgame now, coaches interviews there with Coach Nixon. Well, we've got some numbers. These will be unofficial. I didn't have a chance to really – let's see if I can do some math quick. I can't, but I'm going to try either way. Let's see. That would be that looks like that adds up on the Grizzlies side. And that seems like it adds up on the Roseburg side. So let's go with them. For the McMinnville Grizzlies, 19 points. That's a game high for Xander Garash, the sophomore. Had a big showing here tonight. Finishes with 19 points. Also in double figures with 10, Dylan Ferrua, who finishes with 10 in this one. Scored 8 in the second quarter. 8 points for Toma Merlier and 8 points for Bryce Herrick. Then you had 6 points in the game for Owen Richardson, 2 points in the game for Elliot Thielander, and 3 for Brian Lewis. On the other side in this one, leading scorer for the Roseburg Indians was Jaron Leeworthy, the senior, finishing with 17. Not too shabby there. That ties his season high from last year. So he had a good start to his senior season. Also in double figures, good start to his varsity career. 16 points for Preston Sprague in his first start for the junior. And then you had 8 points in the game for Harrison Scott, 2 points for Marcus Lobo, 5 points for Jaden Kemmerly. And that is a look at your statistics, at least scoring here tonight for both sides. Again, the final score was 56-48. McMinnville gets the win to go to 1-0 on the year. Roseburg will fall to 0-1 on the season. Coming up next for McMinnville, they will be at home for their home opener coming up this Friday. They will be hosting North Eugene. For Roseburg, their next one is going to be back here at home on Friday as well. They're welcoming in the Crater Comets. That'll be a 6:45 start time. Hope that you can come on out and root on the team here at the gym. Now, we are going to be taking a break. I know we just got started, right? Feels kind of crazy, but just with the holidays, with the staffing and all of that, we are going to be kind of trying to cut back a little bit. Not completely, but cut back a little bit on our coverage just to free up some stuff around the office. So we wanted to get the first one in and let you know that we're here and planning to do it, but our next broadcast will be January 2nd, I do believe, is the next game that we'll cover. That is a non-leaguer, as Roseburg will be just wrapping up their non-league schedule before they get into league play. So we'll get in a couple of final non-leaguers before starting Southwest Conference play, and then we'll be there for every game of the Southwest Conference season for the Roseburg boys. So really excited to be here, really excited about what we saw in the first game for new head coach Brett Nixon, and looking forward to joining back up with them as the new year rolls around to see how things go. Want to say thanks to Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine. Serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland, Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. And Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. I want to say thanks to everybody who helped make this one possible for you here tonight. Big shout out to New head coach Brett Nixon, athletic director Adam Blue, and the entire Roseburg boys basketball team for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg boys basketball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Angela Keeran for helping out with the video production on site here tonight. Thanks to Dale Cranford back in the studio for the radio production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. Well, we are not going to talk for a little while, but we'll be paying attention to see how things go for the Roseburg Indians. But we'll talk to you next time when Roseburg is back here getting their season continuing underway as they roll into the new year. Our next broadcast will be there in January. So we'll look forward to that. You can always find our live sports broadcast schedule online at 541radio.com. Plus, we'll have updates on how things are going for the Roseburg Indians throughout this portion of December up there online at 541radio.com as well. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to bring you Roseburg High School sports tonight here on The Score, 92.3